day and then other people say, like, do you think there's a divide? Is it like the OGs versus, I can't even say newbies because you and
Right.
Julia and
And
Nicole.
that's the thing. It's kind of like, why, how did we get here to a point where there's an actual you know, line between us? Because it's a reboot for a reason. It's a reboot because we're starting from slate, right? So zero is the starting place. And I think some people may have miscalculated, right? So they're like, they think they started at 50. No, we're starting at zero. It's called a reboot. You're welcome. Okay. We're here together. We gathered here today to reboot this bitch.
Right. Like everyone's equal that's on the show.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting.
Well, speaking of mirrors, yes. I mean, we just
Oh
had
my
the
God.
most,
Oh my
that
God.
was,
Oh my God.
I mean, you were just right there when, so Larsa gets this mirror from Nicole. I mean, I'm not sure that I've ever seen anything like this. Like you have to buy the mirror or hire someone to create this, spend the money, send
And
it.
that's why I'm like, oh my God, it's an invitation. This is good because the last time I heard you were calling her fake. I'm literally mortified looking at this, and I'm literally, and I go, wait, I hope I get one. Like, and I'm thinking it can't be the actual engagement party because it's happening in a day or two. So what other event is she getting invited to that I'm not? So I'm getting, get one. And then when she says fake is up, I said, oh boy, this is not going the way I thought. I'm a peacemaker at heart, so I thought Nicole knew I was going to Larsa's house to visit because after I heard Larsa call her fake, Nicole and I had a conversation, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to be at her house, you know, whatever. So Nicole, I guess, noted and then made it happen where I was around to see this whole freaking, you know, crazy, you know, experience. So she gets to knock on the door. The thing comes. I'm like, from Nicole, what? Okay, beautiful. Look how beautiful this invitation is about to be. Fake as of them all. And all I heard is fake them all. And then she stopped, and I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna read this thing for you then. Okay, we're gonna see what this says. And then you're disinvited to my engagement party. I died. And then I felt like I'm in the middle of this. I'm friends with both of them. So Nicole, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what WTF? What are you doing? I call her up. I'm like, you understand how I was like, what? You know, you understand, like Nicole sent me in a way, and I was like, no, ma'am. What was the point of that, and why didn't you tell me? And she goes, you know, out of respect, I understood it, but it's kind of like Larsa is probably looking at me sideways, like this is your friend, and it's crazy. So it's a muddy waters, is what we'll say. To date, it's muddy waters. I don't know what Larsa feels right now about me and Nicole. Nicole and I speak every day, and I'm like, this was like crazy town, and to date, I don't even know what the hell is going to happen from here because you guys are never going to make up at this point. So it's really it's messy.
Do you think like you're in the middle with Larsa or?
Well, I mean, I felt in the middle when it happened, and then I Larsa knows I would never be in the middle to be like in cahoots to make her look bad. I would never do that, right? It's not in my character at all. But it's kind of like after you see it on TV and then you got people on Instagram and Twitter like, oh my God, look at this. Wow, well, Guerdy knew. And I'm sure she's like confused. I did not know. I don't know how to lie, literally. And you see by the basis of my facial expressions, they're quite consistent. I'm like, because I'm literally mean like, what the F happened here? So I'm like mortified that it happened to her. This whole season is about invitations. I feel like it's a theme of the whole season. Everyone, Julia, Kiki, now Larsa and Nicole. I don't know who's next at this point. You got to keep on watching. I'm telling you.
I feel Larsa's having a season. I mean, she's in OG. She was there in season one
Yeah,
and she was gone.
right.
But I mean, I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. She's very vocal this season. And I'm saying that in a good way.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of,
No, Larsa is very vocal, and I love that about her. And I think it draws me to be her friend because I'm the same way. And I think that a lot of ladies underestimate me because they think that I'm like, oh, she's party planner or whatever. But to be successful like I am and deal with CEOs of the world, you have to be like, no, sir, I know you run the world, but today I'm running the wedding, okay? So I know how to be vocal only when need be. So when I bark, I bite. You know what I mean?
don't mess with Guerdy.
No, I will Gertify your ass in 3 seconds.
What about like, Larsa, she's busy. She's dating Marcus Jordan. Like, how do you
Is
have
she?
to well, okay, maybe it's not confirmed. I
Okay.
don't think it's me. Well, I was going to ask you, is it confirmed? Because it's not confirmed, but then there's pictures of them kissing.
I don't know. But if she's happy, I'm happy for her.
Have you met Marcus?
I don't know actually. Not too sure.
Well, you could have met him around Miami. It's a small place. Like you don't have to necessarily have met
I
him
know
for
his
one.
father attended a wedding that I did, but yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember.
You're all for them though, if she's
Oh my
happy.
God. Oh my God. Of course, happiness is at the core of my whole theory of life. And that's the reason why I live big. You know, I've gone through so much, losing my brother, my nieces, etc. And I realized I'm like, life is too short and I'm gonna live it expressively, emotionally, physically. And if you don't like it, look away. Okay, look away. Because I'm me and I am okay, bitch. That's it.
What about like you do go to these events? You went to like Nicole's engagement, you went to like
Mhm.
Julie's housewarming. Like, are you like a doctor who's just always on call and someone's like, you're like, do you judge because this is what you do for a living, or are you able to like turn that off?
Judge? I'm not a judger.
Well,
No.
like I mean, this is your business. So like I would think like you can't help
Oh,
it.
you mean
Like
the
it's
party stuff? The party
yeah,
stuff?
yeah, like like a like
No,
it it's
it never turns off. It dims, but it never turns off, right? So I will notice what's wrong and I will try to fix it. If it's my friend's party, I will try to fix it without them even knowing. But if it's just a generic event, I'm like, noted, don't do that again. Don't do that. Like my husband's friends have weddings and stuff like that. And he tells me like, okay, we're not going to go to that. And I'm like, why? And he's like, no, 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 no. No, I'll go alone. You stay home. I'm like, why? And he's like, because your judgy eyes are like all over the place, and my friend's gonna notice. And I'm like, I will never. So he's fearful of my professionalism taking over our social circle, and I'm like, I'm very humble. I come from humble beginnings. I'm good here, you know.
you
Yeah.
just walk in, you're like, okay, I'm
Where's the bar? Have at least premium, please. Casamigos, thank you.
and no cash bar, people, no cash bar. Some people have a cash
No,
bar, right?
no.
I mean, right, like I'm talking
Next
like
question.
I
Nope.
know it's
No.
bad.
No. Don't have the party, honey. Don't have the party. Thanks. Send
I
announcements of like your engagement and whatever the hell you're celebrating. Do not have a party if you cannot afford open bar. Thanks.
Do you think like Larsa and Nicole are just irreparable, or do you think like we have a reunion that will eventually
Okay.
film?
So
Like
it takes two to tango. And I'm me myself. Like I want to be defensive and defend someone. And they're both my friends, right? So for me, it's kind of like she has a point, but then I'm like, wait, this happened season one, like season four. This is so far ago that I'm not understanding how we're bringing it as the reason why we're reactive or held back to be open to a friendship when they had amazing scenes together. They tried to bond in other parts after that happened. So I'm having an issue with having that being brought up now. The fact that you had said you had to know who I was before you were led into my house. You led by that as the argument to say that you're fake